The Idaho Vandal men continue to battle as they await the return of their two leading scorers, but come 2 points short of sweeping their road trip, going 1-1. The Vandal women, meanwhile, keep the pedal to the metal, picking up their third and fourth wins in a row by sweeping their homestand. But for both teams, games with massive postseason implications await. Inside the Vandals, next.
Hey, welcome into another edition of Inside the Vandals. I'm your host, Tom Purvis, and I'm joined now by Idaho men's basketball coach Don Verlin. Coach, thanks for being with us.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, you guys go 1-1 on the road this past trip. You started off with a really nice win over Southern Utah on Thursday. What was working in that game for you guys?
Well, obviously our defense was excellent during that whole game. You know, hold them to 44 points, 22 in the first half, 22 in the second half. Couldn't play much better defense against a good Southern Utah team.
How would you rate that performance over this whole year? Is that one of the best defensive games you guys have played?
Very similar to the one we had at Montana, no question about it. I thought our guys had a lot of energy. I thought we did a great job contesting shooters, and we did a really nice job of holding them to one shot.
It was a little bit of a back and forth game in that first half, but near the end of the first half, Chad Sherwood, back-to-back three-pointers. How huge was that moment?
It was really huge. They were zoning us, and we were able to get him loose for a couple wide open looks. He knocked him down. We got a little bit of a lead, and then we came out the second half and really played with a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, and really never let up through the entire game.
Yeah, what was going on in that second half? I mean, obviously 6 points in the 21-6 run, but also got some offense going too.
Yeah, you know, our defense fueled our offense. We were able to get some stops and get out and get some easy baskets in transition. We did a real nice job rebounding the basketball and getting some second shots, and I was really happy with our energy, our effort, and our focus in that basketball game.
Defense fuels the offense. How does that come through? How does the defense fuel the offense?
Well, what happens is we're able to hold them to one shot and get out in our transition. We're able to get our hands on a couple balls and get out in turnover transition, and so that's really how it happens. And it seems like when we're locking people down defensively, it helps our offense. Our guys get confidence, you know, and we're able to get out in the transition and get some easy looks. And the hardest thing to guard in college basketball is transition. You know, one team running at another, and we were able to do that in that basketball game.
Nick Blair, Ark McCurchin, Ty Egbert all scored in double figures. Did any of those guys really stand out to you? Or, I mean, it was pretty balanced scoring overall.
Yeah, it really was. I thought Ty was very effective down low as well as Ark. You know, and Nick came off the bench again and gave us a good lift. Being from Vegas, he was excited to play that basketball game. I know his family was in attendance, and he played very well, was very aggressive. But, you know, it was a good team effort.
Do you often see that? Does it depend on the personality? When they're near their hometown, they're more energized?
It's a little bit of both. Sometimes kids put pressure on themselves and don't play quite as well. Other times they lock in and they're excited. You know, there's just a little extra focus, and that was the case in Nick's point on Saturday night.
Well, Northern Arizona after that, a tough 2-point loss. What happened to you in that one?
We didn't defend it nearly as well as we needed to. I mean, I think in the first 5 or 7 minutes they score 5 points, and then the rest of the way they score 69, and we didn't do a good enough job you know, defensively in that basketball game. We turned it over way too much and gave them some easy baskets, which really affects your defense. But we didn't defend it like we should have or needed to beat Northern Arizona.
Where did the turnovers come from? Was it forced? Was it Northern Arizona pressuring, or was it unforced from you guys?
A little bit of both. You know, they pressed us almost the entire game. We had a couple careless ones there late in the second half. But always when someone pressures you, it's a little bit of both. It's you getting sped up, and then what they're doing with their pressure to make you make a bad decision, and we made a couple bad decisions going down the stretch in that game.
You said after the game you felt the toughness in the game wasn't there as much as you wanted for you guys. How did you address your team in terms of that after the game?
Well, what you got to do, not really as much after the game because we had to catch a flight, so we weren't in the locker room very long. You know, you do that on Mondays. You're showing some clips. You try to get better every week, and Monday's our day that we take and do that.
You still out-rebounded them 46-29. Were there some positives you could take away in this one?
Oh, no question about it. We rebounded the ball very well. We had some others. I thought Ark McCurchin played a very nice game, that basketball game, and you can always find positives in every game, and that's what we have to do. What this team has to do is just continue to grind, continue to fight. You know, we're a little bit hamstrung without a couple guards, but What we got to do is continue to get better and continue to work on the things that are going to make us successful.
You did talk about Ark McCurchin. 2 straight games now for him in double figures. What have you liked from him the last couple games?
Well, you know, after his setback there, the Montana week, since that point, he's kind of gotten back to playing strong, playing aggressive, playing with emotion, and it's good to see him continue to do what he can do. He's scoring his ball a little easier around the basket, and he's rebounding his ball real well at this point.
He's Vandals head coach Don Verlin right there. We're going to take a break here on Inside the Vandals, but up next we discuss the 2 home games upcoming for the Vandals. Don't go away. We're right back here on Inside the Vandals.